Today, we're doing something a little different. We're going to become archaeologists for a day, piecing together the clues of a civilization that completely vanished thousands of years ago. Our mission? To solve the mystery of the lost city of Mohenjo Daro.
I mean, seriously, just imagine it. You're walking through a desert and you stumble upon the ruins of a massive, ancient city that no one has seen for millennia. Well, that's pretty much what happened with Mohenjo Daro. So yeah, this isn't just a history lesson, it's a full-blown detective story.
And we're not talking about some tiny village either. At its peak, this city was home to around 40,000 people. To give you some perspective, that made it one of the largest and most sophisticated cities in the entire ancient world, a real metropolis of the Bronze Age. So fast forward to 1922. Archaeologists in what's now Pakistan uncover these incredible ruins. They give it a local name, Mohenjo Daro. And get this, it translates to the Mound of the Dead. How's that for a mysterious name? It perfectly fits a city whose story we are still trying to piece together.
Okay, so our first major clue in this whole investigation is the city itself. And let me tell you, the way it was designed is it's absolutely mind-blowing.
You see, most ancient cities were kind of chaotic. They just grew organically over time, with streets twisting and turning all over the place. But Mohenjo Daro? Completely different. It was meticulously planned on a grid, kind of like a modern city block. The main roads were straight and wide, with smaller streets branching off at perfect right angles. That level of organization doesn't just happen, it screams that a strong central government was calling the shots.
The whole city was basically split into two main sections. You had the citadel, which was this raised, fortified area with all the important public buildings. And then there was the lower town, which was the much larger residential area where most people actually lived and worked.
And the construction itself is amazing. They used baked bricks, which are way more durable than plain old sun-dried bricks. But the really incredible part? They were standardized. Every single brick was made to the exact same dimensions. It really is like an ancient city built from Legos. This meant they could build faster and stronger, a true marvel of ancient engineering.
Right in the heart of the citadel is Mohenjo Daro's most iconic structure, the Great Bath. Now, don't picture your bathtub at home. This thing was a massive public pool, about 12 meters long and 7 meters wide. And they even figured out how to make it completely waterproof using a layer of natural tar.
So why would they build a giant pool like this? Well, archaeologists are pretty sure it wasn't for swimming laps. Instead, it was most likely used for important religious ceremonies and purification rituals. And what that tells us is that public ritual and cleanliness were a really big deal in their culture. Okay, for our next clue, we're going to leave the big public monuments behind. Let's step inside the homes of the people who lived here and see what secrets we can uncover about their daily lives. Their houses were so well designed, it's pretty incredible. Most were built around a central courtyard, which was basically the hub of family life for cooking and just hanging out. They had high windows, which was a smart way to let in light but keep out the scorching heat. And, this is just amazing, many homes had their own private wells, giving them direct access to fresh water. And that leads us to maybe the city's most advanced feature of all, its sanitation system. We're talking about what might be the world's very first citywide plumbing system. Almost every single house had its own dedicated bathroom. Wastewater would flow through pipes into covered drains that ran along the streets, carrying everything safely away from the city. This was literally thousands of years ahead of its time.
Now, to feed 40,000 people, you need a solid agricultural system. Farmers grew tons of wheat, barley, and cotton. But what about a bad harvest? They had a plan. Any extra grain was stored in a massive building called a granary. Think of it like a giant safety deposit box, but for food, making sure the city wouldn't go hungry.
So, we know how they lived, but were they isolated? Nope. Our third clue reveals their vibrant economy, which was all about long-distance trade and incredible craftsmanship.
Mohenjo Daro was a major commercial hub. They exported things like cotton textiles and beautiful pottery. In return, they imported all sorts of precious materials they couldn't find nearby. Metals, like copper and tin, and these stunning blue lapis lazuli stones that came from as far away as modern-day Afghanistan and Mesopotamia.
To manage all this trade, merchants used these really cool little seals carved from a soft stone. These seals had intricate animal carvings and some sort of script on them. They'd press them into clay to mark their packages. You can think of them as an ancient version of a company logo or an official signature.
The people here were also incredibly gifted artists.
We found beautiful jewelry made of gold and silver, intricately painted pottery, and amazing bronze statues. The most famous is this tiny figure known as the Dancing Girl, and the level of skill and artistry it shows is just phenomenal.
But for all the things we've uncovered, there is one giant clue that has stumped experts for an entire century. It's the city's biggest secret and the central mystery of our case, their system of writing.
We found hundreds and hundreds of unique symbols on those stone seals, on pottery, you name it. They clearly had a written language. So after 100 years of trying to figure it out, what great stories, laws, or histories have we finally translated?
Absolutely nothing. The Indus script remains completely undeciphered. We don't have our Rosetta Stone to help us crack the code, so the voices of this great civilization, their stories, their beliefs, their history, they all remain totally silent. It's one of the greatest unsolved puzzles in all of archaeology.
And that brings us to our final and maybe most haunting question. This advanced, organized, and prosperous city thrived for centuries. And then, it was just abandoned. What on earth happened?
There are no signs of a huge war or invasion, so most archaeologists think the cause was probably environmental. The top theories? Maybe the Indus River changed its course, cutting off the city's water supply. Another strong possibility is climate change, causing long droughts or massive floods that destroyed their farms. It could have even been a powerful earthquake. We've pieced together the clues, but this case is far from closed. The city script is a locked box, and the real reason for its collapse is still a huge debate. Mohenjo Daro is this powerful reminder that even the greatest civilizations can disappear, leaving us to wonder, what other secrets are still out there, just waiting to be discovered?